What's going on, y'all? I seen this video where this guy said that he got a PS2 for free. He bought a free PS2, however it works. $0 game collection, episode 2. Never heard of this guy or seen him before. Just caught my attention. I just recently got a PS2. I've been collecting older video games from my childhood, and PS2 was on the list, but I didn't know how soon it was going to be on the list. I actually seen a very pristine, like mint condition PS2 for $100 on Facebook Marketplace. I've been watching it. It was like $200 and then $150, and finally it dropped down to $100. And I was like, I'm not going to keep waiting for somebody else to buy it, and then I could have had a pristine, like mint condition PlayStation 2. So now it's sitting in my collection. But this PS2 for free could have been pretty nice too. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
They marked it. Just says PS2 lot on there. Somebody else took the other games and stuff, so I don't know.
Maybe somebody already bought it, and now he's gonna see if he can get it for free, if it was supposed to be part of a entire thing. I don't know.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Free Game Collection. This is a series where I'm trying to build a retro video game collection without spending any money. Make sure you check out my last video if you missed it.
I wish I could do it without spending money. That would be pretty nice. Free older games, like, it's hard enough to find them at decent prices.
But in that video, we ended up with about $43 in our game fund in order to buy more games. And I also have 2 supposedly broken slim PlayStation 2s that I need to test to see if they work so that I can sell them and get more money in the fund. So let's...
I see what he's doing. He's going to do like this flip a pencil for a house kind of thing, where he gets like as cheap as stuff as he can, and he sells it and flips it for free. So he probably started out at $0, traded for some stuff. He's trying to uptrade everything or sell and then buy other things with the money he makes, but basically started out with $0.
Check them out now. Okay, so the good news is when I plug it in, the red light comes on, so that means it's getting some kind of power. So I'm just going to turn it on and see if the main menu will boot up, and so far it does boot up. Let's test it out with a game saying the disc cannot be read. So
sometimes that would be like dust, or the laser reader is not going up and down the way it's supposed to. Could be fixed. I don't know.
Bad news for the first one. Let's try the second one. Same thing so far. It's booting up, bringing up the menu. This one's not even noticing that there's a disc in there. Well, that's bad news for both of these PS2s, but I did get them for $5 each. So if I can repair even one of them and get it sold, that'll be huge for our budget. Alright, I've never fixed a PS2 console before, but I heard it's not that difficult, so let's open these up and see what's going on the inside. So I'm just going to start with the least invasive and then go to the most invasive. So the easiest thing to do is just get some alcohol and Q-tips and clean the sensor. So let's try that first. Yeah, even just opening this up, I can tell that there's just a lot of dirt everywhere. And I think one of the biggest problems with these older systems is just
can't read it, but it's working.
Just the dirt of these.
I bet the other one that's not even working at all, but
okay, so after cleaning that, I'm going to plug one of these back in. I actually like this Madden 08. It's a pretty good game.
I just seen on Facebook Marketplace, I just seen a Sega Genesis Madden 98. Like, OG Madden.
Okay, still not reading. Oh, it actually appears to have the disc here. So I'm going to select it and see if it'll play. Okay, look at that. It didn't read it right away, but
I knew that it was.
That was already an improvement.
It still needs some cleaning. I'd almost bet that it's probably got some dust in those lasers. They got to go like up and down inside, back and forth and up and down. I bet it's got some dirt in the tracks.
Alright, so it looks like this actually works, as I might get an opening kickoff touchdown here. Alright, so it looks like this one actually works, so let's test out the other one. I got lucky with that one, so let's plug in the other one.
I'd almost be willing to say that that first one he did was the one that didn't even read, and this one that he's fixing to do is the one that knew there was a disc, but it had a hard time reading it.
And see if this one works as well. Oh, this one's loading the disc right away.
Yeah, that's...
Look at that. I think this was the one that almost read it the first time.
That's what I was thinking, yeah. Because it tried the first time. And I'm betting with both of them, the case is there's dirt or dust in the tracks for the lasers to go up and down and back and forth.
And return it all the way again. No, not this time. So we just got extremely lucky again by picking up both of these PS2s at the flea market for $5 each, and they both actually work. They're just dirty. So what I'm going to do now is clean these up. It actually looks like these have never been opened up anyway, because they still have the warranty sticker. They were just dirty. So moral to the story is, if your system doesn't work, you probably just need to clean it. It's probably never been cleaned before with alcohol, so there we go. Let's clean these up.
Oh man, I knew it. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, you can't see the laser thing there. I've seen it, but it's too faded. Wow. These are going to work so much better after you get them clean. Those are good. Those Dyson vacuums are good until they're not. The batteries fail pretty easy on them. You can replace the batteries, but then by the time you replace the battery, the plastic, it starts becoming so brittle because of how old it is, so you might as well just buy a new one. Oh yeah, it's spinning good now. I bet some of the disc reading problem was also the dirt in because it's got to spin at a certain speed to read. I had a PS2 Slim whenever I was younger. I always wanted the PS2 Fat. I never got one, but I got one now. That's what I got the other day for the $100. Pristine, mint condition PS2 Fat.
So it's pretty cool that I was able to get both of these consoles to work, because we're looking at a pretty significant profit margin if I can sell both of these. Now, when I got these, it was just the consoles, so no cables, no controllers, nothing. If I throw some more stuff in with this bundle, it's going to allow me to charge a little bit more for it, and I'll be able to sell it much quicker, because nobody really wants to buy just a console. So luckily for me, I do have some extra cables lying around in a box in my closet, and I also have 10 to 15 PS2 controllers that I picked up over the years for some reason, and I really only need 2, so I'm going to keep my 2 favorite ones, and I'm going to bundle these in with consoles as I go. And then I'm also going to throw some games in the bundle as well. You guys have seen me do this in my last video when I sold that PS3. I have that disc binder that's full.
When I got my PS2 Fat, I got 5 games and the PS2 all the power cords, everything for $100.
All of my old games, and as I've been collecting, I've found these games complete. Loose games are notoriously.
I don't like keeping the disc in those cases like that. Whenever I was younger, I noticed real fast that they would get scratched up easier. So whenever I started buying my own games and stuff, I'd always keep them in the case they came in, and I would be real careful about how I pulled them out. I didn't let them slide. I always like pushed in on the little latch in the center, and then like pulled them up real gently, and whenever I put them in, I made sure they go down in there gently. But I didn't ever do the sliding in and out of the case thing. That's like the worst.
Hard to sell individually like this, so this is an easy way for me to get rid of them. It also provides more of an incentive to the buyer to buy the system because they're also getting a game, controller, maybe a memory card. But if I didn't have any of this stuff, of course, I would just have to list it as console only, and that would just take longer to sell, but it would still eventually sell. I'm trying to sell my stuff quickly, so I'm gonna put this all together. And let's see how long it takes for this to sell.
Well, also he did put it on eBay, so it's going to get bidded on. So he started out at 70. I can see why he started out low, because they'll end up bidding, you know, somebody might 72, 70, 65. Did he sell it for 65?
Well, I just sold one of them. I literally listed the game for sale, walked into the kitchen to get food, and before I could even think about what I was going to eat, the game already sold. So I sold.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you could have definitely went a little bit higher. Like,
the one that I ended up bundling with Prince of Persia. So let me go print the shipping label so I can see exactly how much profit I'm going to get from this.
$60. If you sold it for 65, and you paid.
Well, after getting this shipping label,
oh well, probably like $65.
We're profiting $53.07 from this first one. So I'm going to send this out, and we'll wait for the other one to sell. I sold the second one for $70, but after eBay fees, we're going to take home $56.94. We make way more money selling consoles than games, so I'm going to try my best to find as many broken consoles as possible.
I mean, yeah, it's a good gig. I should try it.
Selling those two slim PS2s really made me think about the fact that I don't actually have a traditional fat backwards compatible PS2 in my collection anymore, and I've wanted to get one back for a while because that is the type of system that I used to play on back in the day. And there's just something really cool about sliding out that tray and popping in your disc before you're about to play a game. But I just didn't have enough money in the game fund to justify that purchase until now. Frank just let me know about an estate sale that's going on in his area, and it was being advertised online with pictures. In one of the pictures, it looked like there was some game systems in their living room, and I thought I could spot a fat PS2 in there. So we're gonna head over there right now and see if we can actually get that PS2 for a good deal, or if it's even there anymore.
I'm still looking around. All right, he said you want my...
When we first came in, we saw a whole bunch of people going everywhere, just grabbing stuff as quick as they can. So we just went straight to that living room entertainment area.
Yeah. 85 did they say for this?
The first thing we found was what we thought was a Wii system in the box with games, but it ended up literally just being boxes. There was no games in there, and there was no system in there either.
They want.
Somebody probably took it out of the box, put it in their pocket or something, and walked out with it.
85 for this, and there's not even a game in it.
So obviously we knew that they were kind of off on their prices, so if I wanted to get a good price, I was going to need to negotiate. But eventually we did actually find the PS2 system in the cabinet.
Mark that.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Could be. I didn't even notice.
We decided to check the other rooms just to see if we could find anything else now that we got what we came for, and we actually thought we found a rare PS1 demo disc, but when we opened it up, it was just a bootleg CD in the case.
Oh no. How dare they?
So at this point, it was time to try to pay for the system and get out of there. Now, initially when I picked up the system, it was marked that they wanted $135 for the PS2, but it was labeled as a PS2 lot. So I'm assuming that meant that it was the system along with the games, controllers, cords, and everything. Now, when we first came in, there was actually a guy that went straight over there and grabbed a stack of the PS2 games and walked past us and went straight to the pricing table. When he got over there, I actually heard the lady who was doing the pricing ask if the games were marked.
Is there a sign that says how much these are anywhere? PlayStation games?
So as soon as I heard that, I knew that I was going to be able to get a decent deal on the system because the price that they had marked it for was no longer relevant.
It just says PS2 lot on there. Somebody else took the other games and stuff, so I don't know. I don't know if you guys could do like 60 for this or something.
60? There you go.
Thank you. Got cash, so.
That's okay. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right, so I'm back.
Them old people would have probably taken like 30, 40 bucks, but he did them right. He didn't take advantage of them because they were old. He did them right.
The estate sale, I'm actually at my workshop. I found a really clean PS2. I have a few of these.
About as clean as mine is.
I want the fat because this is what I grew up playing. PS2 fat models are selling for about 80 bucks right now. Back there behind this, there was a bunch of controllers, so we grabbed the controllers too. There's 2 OEM ones and there's this one like third-party controller that's wireless, but these 2 OEM controllers are selling for $20 each. When I pulled the system out, I realized something. There's this attachment on the back of the PS2, and this is like the Ethernet adapter, and these are actually selling for $30 right now. So I have no use for that, so if I were to just sell the Ethernet adapter and the 2 OEM controllers, because I have my own controllers already, that basically pays for the system itself, and then I would probably just keep the memory card that came with it as well. So assuming the system actually works, I might even be able to open it up and there may be a game still sitting there, so we'll see. But right now I have to do some work on this van, but when I get home, if I have the cords laying around somewhere, then I'm gonna hopefully be able to plug this in and test it. If it works, I can sell the accessories, and then we've got our PS2 for basically free.
So he did get a game with it. That's pretty cool. But pretty cool there. New budget. Is he gonna sell it? I wouldn't sell it. I'd keep it.
So for the last few days, I've been checking the thrift stores, trying to find stuff that I can flip, and I'm not really finding much. I did find a few things, but I didn't end up making a lot of profit. It's pretty much the same old story at the thrift stores, man. At this point, my budget is over $100, so I'm just gonna try to keep it from dipping below that, and then I don't have to spend that much time in the thrift stores, and I'm gonna spend some more time looking for games in some other methods. All right, it's another weekend, and last week the garage sales really worked out for us, so we're gonna try that again instead of the thrift stores. So let's head out and check that stuff out, see what we find.
You know, I never see garage sales anymore, so it's amazing that he found some garage sales. Like, I think the last time I seen a garage sale was like 2 years ago.
Take this stack.
Okay.
Would you do like a little bundle, like to get this for like 30?
Got another PS2, huh?
I'll do 35 for that.
Okay.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm back from the garage sale hunting, and we went to a lot of them and didn't really find much, but we did find one person who was selling a bunch of game related stuff, and I was able to get this.
Oh, what was that?
Sale hunting, and we went to a lot of them and didn't really find much, but we did find one person who was selling a bunch of.
Are those Atari games? I don't know what kind of games those are in the black games in the middle. I do see some movies there, games in the back. Yeah, there's no telling. Is that a 360? That might be two 360s right there. Definitely a PlayStation controller right there in that box.
Related stuff, and I was able to get this stack right here of PS3 games. And oddly enough, all of these PS3 games are games that I just want to play that I never played before. But I ended up doing a deal with Frank, who was getting a PS2 console from the person.
I like that Majora's Mask shirt. That's pretty cool. That was one of the games that I got to play a little bit as a kid, but I never got to play through because it wasn't mine. Most of the games I played as a kid were like hand-me-downs or other people's systems. Majora's Mask my aunt had, and I wanted to play it, but she didn't live with us very long, and she took the game with her.
So we bundled these games in with that, and I was able to get all.
For those of you who don't know, Majora's Mask is another Zelda game in the Zelda lineup.
All of these for $12. So it ended up being about $3 per game, and they're actually in pretty good condition. So for now, I'm gonna actually throw these on the shelf. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video off right there. We didn't get as crazy of a haul as we did in our first video, but I was able to secure my PlayStation 2 that I'm actually going to be playing my games on.
You win some, you lose some. You know, I think you did pretty good.
And I have set up in my game room, so I think that's pretty significant. And I was also able to get some PS3 games. Now, I did mention in my last video that I'm going to be collecting some games for other consoles. If I see them, there's a good deal for them. But we're primarily focusing on the PlayStation 2. I'm still debating if I'm going to sell the accessories that came with my new PS2, but I'm going to be deciding that in my next video, so stay tuned to see what I decide to do next. Our ending budget after this episode is going to be $94, so that's plenty of money for us to buy more stuff to flip in the next episode and try to build up the collection a little bit more. If you liked what you saw, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.
Yeah, so definitely I would keep the original accessories that came with that PS2 just because, I mean, it's just kind of hard to beat, especially if they're taken care of. The one I have is well taken care of. But yeah. Anyways, not too much of a reaction here, or maybe there is, I don't know. If y'all like what you see, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. This is going to be what I do now. It's not always going to be gaming. It'll be a bunch of random stuff. Could be a hurricane coming, I don't know. Anyways, thanks.